This is Richard Vedder with the Center for College Affordability and Productivity. Today we're very honored to have a special guest from Sweden, Rune Rydén. Rune is a former member of the Swedish Parliament for many, many years. Went on to become director of the what is you call Latin American Studies Institute at the University of Stockholm, and is most important for today, a member of the board of the University of the Arctic, one of the most extraordinary higher education institutions in the world. I have with me, besides Rune, I have Matt Denhart and Jonathan Leirer, two of my associates at the CCAP, and I'll start with Matt. Matt, why don't you start the discussion going? Let's talk about the University of the Arctic briefly.
Yeah, why don't, just to get us started, why don't you just tell us a little about the University of the Arctic and what makes it unique?
Well, it's unique in the sense that, it's 120 universities and institutions around the Arctic, all around the globe, that are affiliated with each other. It started as an idea in '96 when the senior Arctic officials had a meeting, and we also had a meeting in Scandinavian seminar in southern Norway where we discussed problems in the Arctic, and we realized, and also the senior Arctic officials, that the educational system in the Arctic didn't work very well. It's a sparsely populated area, there are few students, etc. They go south and they have a tendency to stay there. Either they get married or get a good job, etc., and don't return up to the Arctic. And we wanted to change that trend and take care of the good quality of the people in the Arctic and let them enjoy, the work and the situation up there.
How does it work?
It works very well. We started at a low level in 2001. We had the launch in Rovaniemi, and now we have about 10,000 students actively studying our programs. We also have programs for PhD students. We have field courses, etc. So it's improving and it's increasing in number.
Good. Jonathan, you have anything you would like to ask?
Yeah, so I was wondering, so what is unique about the University of the Arctic that makes it different from any other sort of?
Well, we give courses, at the different institutions, and if there is a unique course, any other of the students in these 120 academic institutions can participate in these studies and take a course there. They can do that online, and they can also go there. We have what you call that now, programs, that allow them to travel. Scholarship that's paid by these states, So most of the programs will be taken in class, but about 20 to 30% will be taken online.
So rather than having the same course be taught over and over again at all the different universities, there's sort of one central, this is the course that's being taught, and then everyone learns from
Yes, absolutely. You specialize, and where you have the best course in that area, you go there. And I think that's a great idea. The basic program consists of 4 years of study, what you call the Bachelor Circumpolar Studies. And they started first with geography and geology and things like that for 1 year. But then the next 3 years, they can pick any courses from all of these institutions, and they do that. And in the end, they will receive an exam that's valuable to all other universities.
That's cool.
How are these graduates received in the market and by employers, or is this degree taken seriously by employers, and is it something that has helped them be competitive after they graduate?
I think it will be very competitive in the future. I mean, there has been relatively few students that have graduated so far. We are speaking about a low 1,000 numbers, But they are of great interest for institutions up in the Arctic. They specialized, in areas like the oil industry, fishing, geology of the area, etc. But even in specialized areas like rain herding. So, I mean, you can pick anything there.
What's rain herding?
Rain herding, yeah. You know about
Like-
that?
like
They take
reindeer?
care of the reindeers.
Reindeer, okay. all right.
Sorry.
Yes,
The actual
that's something else. The Americans are not too familiar with reindeer.
Reindeers.
Well, how do we finance? How's this thing financed? I mean, it costs money to put on something like that. Who pays for it?
No, it's paid by the member institutions actually through in-kind operations. I mean, they give the courses, their own courses, and if they have some extra students, fine, that won't cost them very much. So that is basically how it's paid for. The scholarships, when you have to travel, etc., is paid through the states. The Swedish Institute is one of these that give money to scholarships where you can travel. And we even pay for students that go from Yakutia in Siberia to Fairbanks in Alaska and vice versa, just to give an example.
Was there much difficulty in setting up this institution, getting different schools across the Arctic Circle to agree to be a part of this consortium?
It was a little difficult to begin with, naturally, and we have a nominations and membership committee, which I'm chairing, that we discuss with the institutions so they really can participate in the work before they join the University of the Arctic. We have a long waiting line, but I think that we have reached about the level that we need to function very well. We can't take on every institution in the Arctic. There are many small institutions that really shouldn't be inside the University of the Arctic. There are some very big also southern institutions that badly want to join, which I also think should be kept outside because they are different than the other institutions we are really working with.
So are the faculty of the University of the Arctic truly just faculty of the various universities? Does the University of Arctic have any faculty of its own?
No, not really. They are faculty of their institution or their university. We have a few staffers because it's a spread out university. The organization is totally spread all over the north. We have an international coordination office in Rovaniemi, northern Finland. The rector, or the president, as you might say, is living in southern Norway. He was working for United Nations Development Fund there before. The undergraduate studies office is in Canada, in Saskatchewan in Canada, etc. So it's spread all over.
So it's truly an international institution.
Absolutely.
What are the languages?
There are two languages actually. It's English and Russian. And all the courseworks have been translated into Russian through Danish money.
Oh, this is truly an international institution. So it sounds like it's a very successful, albeit early, it's too early to evaluate fully, but would you think it may be a model that we Americans could use in some fashion somewhere?
I think it could be used in the northern areas of the United States, where you have sparsely populated areas and where you need to knit together all the academic institutions you can find in these areas, one way or another, and pick the best courses and work together.
I was in Fargo, North Dakota, and I said, listen to what's going on at the University of the Arctic, and they looked at me like I was crazy. But I said the Dakotas and the other states in that region should get band together. It sounds and do the same thing. So it sounds like a good model for the future. Any other questions, quickly?
Yeah, I had a question. How does a student enroll in the University of Arctic? Do they enroll at one of the partnering institutions, or can they just enroll just straight to the university and not through some sort of intermediator?
Well, they enroll at the institution that they are studying, and then they can take any course they like inside the University of the Arctic.
So you get the benefit of of a bunch of larger universities,
yes,
the diversity of
yes.
information.
And also the degree is valuable, accepted at all institutions. And we are talking about 600,000 to 700,000 students altogether, within all of these universities and the institutions, because there are small institutions also, like Aurora College, for instance, in Northwest Territories in Canada. And some 50,000 to 60,000 faculty, which you can rely to.
It's an amazing institution. We want to thank Rune for joining us, and Jonathan Leirer and Matt Denhart. And thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.